Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. When we last left off, we had been exploring, and we completed our first mission, which is to say we managed to locate Port Prosper and deliver our clockmaker to her destination. And with that in mind, we're now on our way to deliver some settlers. My goodness, it's noisy out here, isn't it? Up to Port Avon, that's where we're going. And while we're at it, what else are we looking for? We need literature for the circus and seeds for Port Avon. So if we can find some seeds, that would be great. Actually, wait, did I even go to the bazaar? The bazaar, sorry, while we were here? I think the answer to that is no, so let's give that a bit of a check. Also, I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox here and back into the station. That way we can leave. That way we can, you know, leave facing the right direction. Got any? Ah, right, it's the stained glass. When we do not need stained glass right now. Actually, this tea. Oh no, that's crockery. Not actual tea. Just crockery. There's the Fulbright factory right there, in fact. And can I keep going this way, or am I going to run into the edge of the world? Alright, looks like we're going to make it. So, I'm going to go off to Port Avon, and I will see you when we get there. So, see you by the by. Or maybe not. Scribe spinsters walk these glades, so there's something of interest out here, possibly. That is most intriguing indeed. Nope, there's some gusts of wind. Oh, there is something going on over there. Actually, on the map, what is that? Something to crave. Well, I'm not one to indulge useless cravings. Actually, that's totally not true. I indulge every craving, probably. But anyway, I'll see you at Port Avon, so until then, see you by the by. Oh, good God. What have I done? I raided a ship, and now we're being attacked by whatever hellspawn this thing is. Well, that is, oh, thank God, the Cantankery is apparently going after it as well. So the Cantankery knows that whatever this thing is an unholy abomination against the Lord. But as we all know, in Fallen London, there is no God. There is merely... Oh, almost walked into that. There is only the endless dark and the stars above! I don't like the squishing this ship makes. It's not very pleasant. Oh God. Alright, Cantankery, we can do this. It's 2v1. Hey, don't turn on me now, buddy. Oh boy. And now another marauder is coming in to give me the business. Oh. Listen, jerkbag, stop it. Yeah. Take that, my good sir. Yes, we'll listen to its last complaint. Parting grumble is bitter and mournful. The Cantankery emits a long, flatulent eruption. It sounds as if someone had punctured a hippo. An engineer clears his throat. Once I saw a Cantankery mob a scornfluke. Must have been 24 of them. So furious they impaled themselves on its spines to get at it. I don't really know what a scornfluke is, but I suspect I don't want to know. The great irony is that the wreck I pillaged... Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you not die? I mean, it looks like... Okay, it does in fact look like it is very slowly dying. Oh, thank God. Please die. Please die. Oh, balls. It's still not dead. But, you know, I've committed myself to this battle, and I feel it would be a grave injustice to, to all of us if I did not finish the job. Well, I guess that's kind of a sunk cost fallacy going on there, isn't it? Alright, what do we got? Their stolen home bursts open under your gunfire. Thousands of wriggling guests spill into the night, glistening like the ooze from a blister after it was lanced. Our terror's not that high. Be wary, watch for anything that wriggles. I guess we'll just kind of repair ourselves? That seems reasonable. Alright, and with that in mind, I will move on, so see ya again by the by. Okay, so we've almost arrived, and there's some kind of homestead hanging around here. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. Here's an abandoned homestead, its roof sagged, its windows empty of glass. For every settler that makes a life for themselves in the Reach, a never is lost. Yes, perhaps something has been left behind. Oh goody, some booty. I do enjoy some booty. You find bottles of homemade wine in the cellar, pots of meat pickling under the soil by the doorstep, and salvageable tools in an overgrown shed, modest treasures that could mean the difference between life and death if your fortunes turn. Alrighty then. And you had a dollhouse the size of this homestead? Holy balls, talk about, you know, like a wealth gap here. I mean, damn, we should be, follow the French example on dealing with the monarchy and, you know, restore power to the people in this enlightened age of steam and cake. Cake is always good. Cake never goes out of style. What is this? Hub ports. Returning to a major port like yes. Provided that at least 15 days have passed since your last visit. Okay. That is useful. Okay, first of all, what is this? A quiet day in Port Avon. A pleasant breeze wafts through the village, making even its pricklier residents relax their guard and welcome guests. You could buy some cheap fuel at the engine yard. The Sharmas have a surplus. Alright. Yeah, I'll do that. Nice. Well, that worked out nicely. And what else do we got at Port Avon here? Well, we'll drop off a settler. Wasn't able to kill a chorister bee for them, so that's a touch unfortunate. They have arrived. Whether or not they still wish to be here is another matter. Alright, this is where she wanted to go. Awesome. She gives you a smile as weak as the tea she's been brewing aboard your engine before making a quick departure. A small purse is all she's left behind in her cabin. Ah, I take it that must be a sign that I did not please her on our journey as much as I might have. Possibly. So if we visit Queen's Cross, we might be able to pick up another, or inspire a new crop to travel. Alrighty then. Gain a bit more money. I mean, we're picking up some sovereigns. That's good. Also, we leveled up off camera because I took out a Marauder. I forgot to mention that. How much did you want? 100. Blah, 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 blah. Do I actually have a slot for you? I mean, it's just the mascot slot I've got left, isn't it? But then again, we can swap people out as the need arises, so why not? There you go. He has very little luggage. A single satchel of books and a folded greatcoat appear to be his only personal effects. His manner is calm, almost pedantic, as he negotiates his duties and his pay, but you have a sense that he urgently wants to be out of Port Avon. And you've got some lovely devil eyes there. Lovely devil eyes indeed. Also, yeah, we could be visiting a number of places, actually. But I believe we want to be higher level in order to take advantage of them. So let's see here. I don't have any seeds. Oh, they are selling chorister nectar cheap. I want to buy some more supplies. I'll buy... Yeah, we'll fill ourselves up to the brim. Are you, you're not buying anything I'm selling. That is unfortunate. Do you want any of my crockery? Is that anything? I was gonna quickly look through here. Because again, like I said, I don't want to, actually, I might be able to, I think this guy's a mascot that we can recruit. The pub is out of Scrumpy. The barman blames a creature, a cross between a mushroom and a jellyfish. It sways in its seat at the bar. Oh, aha! See, we will in fact get a mascot. Who does this creature belong to? Bellows a man, fuchsia with rage. The Blemmingen he points at is a grizzled member of its species, with a badass monocle, I might add. Though no apparent eyes for the monocle, so it's totally just a fashion statement, really. Anyway, yes, the Blemmingen, as he points to, is a grizzled member of its species, most of whom were left behind in the Neath. The fuchsia gentleman roars in fury. Between bellows, the truth emerges. The Blemmingen is no one's pet, and far worse, no one will admit responsibility for its tab. The Blemmingen is unconcerned with the tumult. It nods its cap at you with grim respect, then flops a tendril into a mug of stout. It stares bleakly through the window. Yeah, sure, I'll settle your bar tab. I could always use a mascot, and, I mean, seriously, who doesn't want a mushroom with scary teeth and a badass monocle? That's just cool stuff, man. Of course. One last journey. Ah, good old grizzled old veteran here. I like it. Also, I'm wearing out my welcome, which is unfortunate. As the fuchsia gentleman inflates for a particularly prolonged diatribe about ill-mannered captains and their disorderly pets, the Blemmingen climbs to the bar top to consider your face. It likes what it sees. With a sound like a shoe being pulled from a swamp, the Blemmingen finishes its drink. It clambers up your arm until it reaches your shoulder, from where it directs you to the door. It is experienced in surviving the cold of the heavens and the heat of those too cowardly to traverse them. It respects you. It will serve you well. Awesome. So now we have a Blemmingen. And we can, presumably, go about our business. Officers, that's what we want. Ah, yeah, so we can kind of switch between these two fellows here. So if I want more veils, or if I want more mirrors. Alright. And a mascot. What is this? Your Blemmingen Voyager, perched on the back of a chair in the bridge, is gazing through one of the stained glass windows. Is it bored, awestruck, searching for something? Wait, can I talk to them? Its focus is elsewhere. You are sure to startle it. Just as your hand closes on the Blemmingen, it reaches a tendril out and gently bats your arm away. None of that it conveys. It hasn't even turned to face you. Oh. Okay, I mean, I do recall that you'd be able to like do stories involving our various characters here, presumably upgrading them and or getting other cool stuff in the process, but can I... Oh, there we go. Clicked on the wrong part. Okay, well, I think we've done all the damage we can do here, so let's keep moving. Where do we want to go? I guess we want to circle around Trader's Wood and then back to New Winchester, I reckon. That sounds like a good plan. I mean, we've got plenty of supplies. Our terror's not so bad. And... oh god. Yeah, good job there. An incident with the Repentant Devil. Your newly acquired Repentant Devil is standing, most unrepentantly, over a body in the hallway. You don't recognize it. Did you just kill one of my crew? One of your crew? But the deceased is no one you know, a stranger on your locomotive. Peculiar luggage you brought on board, says one of the crew, when some others have gathered. Wouldn't have thought it would fit in your little bag. First, clean up. It won't do to leave the body in the hall. Then your repentant devil can explain himself. He's still got the blood on his cuffs. Yeah. What's the deal here, buddy? Killing my crew, or random stowaways? He looks younger than most devils, but he is significantly older. His gaze is blank and yellow, a wall against speculation. He grooms his sideburns artfully, and knows how to be tactful with less seasoned members of the crew. Let's see here. Ask him about the recently departed. Yes. Officers who generate corpses are a bit of a liability, I must say. He was a stowaway, explains the devil indifferently. He's been stalking me for more than a month. I thought I'd lost him when I came aboard. Then he turned up in my quarters. From the body, he has lifted a clinking bag of souls. Perhaps he was sent to bribe me rather than to kill me. He tilts his head to consider the soul collection. Apparently thinks I'm a cheap hire, if so. Devil's gaze reverts to you. I regret to say, this is probably not the last time this happens. I may be destined to attract negative attention. Okay. Wow, 1,000 experience. That's gonna get me some levels. And let's see. Oh, interesting. I have 2 soul flaws, apparently, and I need between 1 and 4. So let's ask him about this. Oh, wait, ask about the state of my soul. It is not worth much in its present condition, he says plainly. Too flawed. I could cure you of all that if I had time, and if I cared, and if it were not just as easy to take any of a dozen other innocent souls in a better state of repair. If you want it improved, you might, I suppose, try your luck at Kirillin. Okay, and that is all he has to say, apparently. Anyway, let's level ourselves up a little. So let's see here. The August Avenues, I mean, if we really want to go hard on the whole Veils thing, which we probably do. Ooh, I could be haunted. A Promise of Days. A Secret Symposium. But no, let's go with this. Though I am gonna probably want to work on some of my upper stats eventually once I figure out exactly what it is that I want out of life. Let's go with this for now. You spent your youth in stuffy sitting rooms and chandeliered parlors. Hush, and you can still hear the delicate sound of silver spoons on china cups. You were not ungrateful, but your life was hedged by bounds of civility and expectation. You had to disobey sometimes to discover who you were. When you had to rebel, how did you do it? Secretly and occasionally, or openly and frequently? I do kind of want more strength, because that does, again, that is necessary for some of the tools we want to pick up, if I recall correctly. Like drills, and we do want drills. But then again, you know, let's go with this. We fought and stuff, apparently. Oh, and that is all. Alright, moving on then. Yeah, we'll go into the depths of the Trader's Wood, and we'll see where we wind up. I've got to say, I mean, if you recall, like, if you followed Sunless Skies since its early development, I wouldn't say that the Reach was ugly before, but it is definitely far more visually appealing now. And yeah, I like the twisting and the turning, and just like earlier in development, it was kind of like an open, empty space, and there was like a lot of just nothing in between your ports. And it feels so much more alive and vibrant now, which I really, really like. I mean, honestly, the folks at Failbetter Games know how to create good ambiance. Man, that is awesome. Not to mention, they can certainly smith a word or two together, can't they? And what do we got here? Hello, friend. And he spotted us. And I missed every single shot. Well played. Oh, balls. Oh, balls. That's a lot of damage. Okay. You know what? Why don't we just get out of here? That's a lot of marauders to fight. Oh, I don't even have... Oh, I was healed. You know what? What the heck? And we've got the... I mean, it's actually sort of to my benefit to have all these guys, because they'll probably... yeah, see, they'll shoot each other. If I just keep dancing around... Oh, dear. That is the beauty of Sunless Skies, is that you can really, yeah, put your enemies against one another. If you are skilled, anyway. Oh, dear. Well, that's going to make life a little bit more difficult. But not impossible. Alright, yeah, we want to keep circling in a fashion that will hopefully let them hit each other rather than us. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, we'll gain some hull. I mean, it doesn't take up hull space to get unusual cargo, so Oh yeah, we were kind of at full health anyway, weren't we? Oh, that was brilliant. Genius, I tells you. I am a master at the martial arts of sky shooting, apparently. But not wordsmithing. Which is sad. Oh, bumped myself a little bit there. Alright. Man. I forget whether different locomotives have, like, different rates of overheating. Oh, I walked right into that. There we go, that's the good stuff. Alright, let's again keep circling around. There we go, that's the good stuff. And I walked into it again. As I occasionally do. Alright, well, we repaired ourselves, that's pretty good there. And let's see if we can get anything good. Yeah, seek unusual items. I mean, sovereigns are nice, but these unusual items are important for upgrading ourselves, like Salon's dude Gossip. The cabin door did not survive the onset of your guns, nor did the captain. You have to tread carefully. The carpet will not be saved. That's unfortunate. A few scorched documents sit on the bronzewood desk. They make for interesting reading. Apparently London had need of a few brave captains willing to bring fire to the Tacadies. You would not have expected the signatories of the orders. Oh ho! A little bit of rumor and speculation, I see. Alright, I don't know if I want to go too far, I was about to say. But, that is this. Hakensmere. It's got a lot of guns on it. That is interesting. Has this always existed? What is this place? Haha, sucker! Alright, another marauder. Oh, balls. Ugh. Oh. That must have did damage to him as well. Surely it did. Beautiful. Alright. Let's go for the unusual cargo. A distressingly odored barrel. Okay, a little bit of fuel. Not bad. Not quite what I was looking for, but, you know, I'm not going to complain. So this must be where all the marauders and space pirates, or I guess sky pirates, are. Perhaps. Let's, send out the bat. You again. Okay, the bat has... Oh no, he did find something. Good. Oh boy. There we go. This guy's got himself some scattershot, so we might want to be a bit careful. Also, it sounds like the winds are blowing. Oh dear. And again we find ourselves in a bit of trouble. Oh. And he's gonna bash himself into the rocks. Okay, good. Now let's go find out what our bat found. Alright, random treasure. A bulging sack. Okay, some sovereigns. Not the biggest reward we could have hoped for, but not terrible. So that's good. It also occurs to me that we're kind of wandering a bit aimlessly, aren't we? Just a little bit, but that's okay, I think. I mean, if we look at our journal... Okay, so we've completed this. We're learning about the devil. We could probably talk to him a bit more. We need chorister nectar and bronzewood for the clock. I mean, we could just straight up follow Captain Whitlock's legacy, but since that's gonna ultimately take us to Albion, I don't know if I want to do that yet. Also, there's like a rip in space and time here that kind of concerns me. Just a little bit. And we are approaching the wreck of the Parzifal. Oh my god, that is beautiful! But also kind of scary, because I don't really know what's going on there. Nothing good, though. Let's blow up this jerkbag. Oh, he's already almost dead. Well, that worked out nicely. Like, those are wings coming out of there? That's concerning. Let's gain some hull. I hope I'm not gonna have to fight something. Yes, you exhort your crew to get over their damn superstitions, and start stripping the explorer. They began dutifully and gingerly, but soon began to treat the explorer as the icon of all that they fear. Star madness, the thunder of guns, a wild death in the empty sky. They rip out plating in square parts with frenzied glee. Yes, quite. Alright, let's see how this is gonna end up playing out for us. Okay, the engine drifts unhappily through the sky. Some unholiness keeps the front of the engine tethered to the rest, despite the eruptions of corpse-white fungus that divide the train. The locomotive's side is scored with black scars. The name Parzifal can be made out in brass letters on its side. "First engine through the Ovid horizon," a navigator whispers. "London's pride once, captained by Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe. The engine was to chart a new horizon beyond Albion. Never came back." Oh, so it's kind of like a event horizon, is it? They woke up something they shouldn't have woke up. Interesting. What happened to the first engine in the higher wilderness? Its doors are sealed, its lights dim. It drifts in the currents, mangled by fungal extrusions. Bolt cutters and pry bars are required to break the outer door. Its locking mechanism is antiquated and slickened with an oily substance. You wrench the door open and are immediately greeted with a cloud of yellowing spores. Oh, that's not good. Your vision blurs just as your navigator torches them, igniting the air with burning fungus. A few gaslights flicker on the walls. The scratchy sounds of a gramophone can be heard. You have entered the wreck of the Parzifal. On thee our hopes we fix. God save us all. Oh, God can't help you now, can he? Spores drift through the broken carriages like dying fireflies. Recruitment posters bearing Her Renewed Majesty's face molder on the walls. Music, scratchy but distinct, echoes through the empty carriages. A great wall of pulsing fungus separates the back of the engine from the front. How about we start by investigating the armory? Maybe we can get some weapons. Oh dear. The solid iron walls of the armory are stained and rotted with sporing bodies. Lockers hang open, revealing the decaying and antiquated skysuits, the old design with thermal chest plate and brass buttons for fastenings. Several of your crew coo appreciatively, but back away when a prodding of one suit reveals a fruiting colony of golden black mushrooms has sprouted within. Amongst the outdated and unused weaponry, you uncover a trove of novels, fanciful stuff, but all concerned with the possibilities of space travel, and the interaction between the modern man and the alien. Who didst brood upon the chaos dark and rude, bid its angry tumult cease, and give for wild confusion peace. O hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. Oh, that must be the song that we're hearing. Ah, so we might have to come back and visit this later. Let's go to the captain's cabin. Plush seats surround a decaying paper map, placed on a mahogany table. Drinks, some floating with mildew, have been poured in glasses around the table. Maps hang from sprouting fronds like peeling wallpaper. Spores float gently through the room. Logbooks lie scattered about the table. None date from after 1897. The engine's destination was to be Trader's Wood. The last entry regards a stop at Hybris, which they named Hybrisil. Something was brought on board. Captain's bunk has collapsed in a pile of rotten wood and infected bedsheets, wet with fungal growth. Who didst brood upon the chaos dark and rude and bid its oh yes, we've read that part already. Alright, well, let's try to breach the fungus. Ah, we failed. And our terror has skyrocketed. Oh, I hope I get a chance to do this again. Sabers serve to hack away the plump, bulging intrusions. It peels away like flesh carved from a roasted pig. It smells considerably worse, however. The work is slow going. These twitching sheaves of fungus are of enormous size and depth. Honestly, I would have just burned them myself, but that's just me. An American stoker remembers the redwood trees of his youth. Eventually, enough of a path is cleared to allow you to progress. It's a tight squeeze between the walls of livid flesh, allowing you to see the bulges within up close. Bulges the same shape and size as you. Oh dear. Well, at least we're making progress. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna have to level up before we can go farther. The front of the engine is even more infected with sprouting mushrooms and sporing fungal growths. The engine room lies ahead, seemingly the source of the persistent movement. Before that, however, is a haze of spores rendering the corridor ahead entirely noxious. Sounds of the gramophone are louder here. Battered metal and tormented wood paneling comprise the confines in which the crew dwelled. Chubby toadstools, round as pastries, dot the cramped bunk beds. Mementos of home are scattered about the fruiting debris. Slim volumes of Arnold and Blake, vials of honey, and engravings of simple domestic scenes can be found under every bunk. You also uncover a little tally chart on a fold-up bit of paper. It seems the crew were organizing a whip round for their commander's retirement present. They'd settled on a plot of land on Port Prosper. Wish her neither wit nor wealth, nor yet a rope to hang herself with a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la. Well, that's a pleasant song. You know what the heck, let's keep going. Because apparently failure just results in more terror, rather than not being able to keep, okay, never mind. You go alone. Your crew disappear behind you, lost in a haze of orange and gold. Above, sacks of sporing fungus encrusted to the metalwork begin to erupt. Showers of spore and viscous liquids render the terrain still more hazardous. You feel a peculiar sensation. Your hands tingle, as though wishing to reach out to touch the fungus, as though for one more drink. You increase your speed. There's a cry behind you. You turn to see one of your crew, a particularly distractible signaler, has entered the miasma after you. Her hands are in a mound of virulent gold fungus. Then, so is the rest of her. The scene is lost to another shower of spores. You press on towards the engine room. Well, that's not good. Okay. Enter the thick... the engine room is before you. Light and music spill from under the door, queasy and persistent. We shall enter. Oh, it's scored with bullet holes as well. That's disturbing. As you approach, you notice the damage done to the walls, riddled with bullets, old stains on the carpet. An attack was mounted on the engine room. You can hear music loud and clear from inside. An eerie green light pours through the hinges like floodwater. You push open the door. The engine room is cold as a sunless sky. Roll credits. Your breath hangs in long chains before you. The boiler is off. The infernal gramophone sits atop the boiler. The music is no better for being closer to it. Before you lies a danse macabre of fungus and corpses, hand in frond. On the wall, suspended by fungus, is a body in a captain's uniform. What happened here? Is a good question. The corpses bear bullet wounds. They are unmarred by fungus, decaying in peace. Amongst the rank insignia, you spot a first officer, a chief engineer, and a conductor. All died violent deaths. There are far too few to amount to the full crew. The boiler, a battered, antiquated, wheezing contraption, stands silent and broken. Strips of iron hang in front of it, as though it had suffered an explosion. Inside, you find fungus amidst the ashes, clumps and clusters of tendrils that sprout from the charcoal. When burnt, the spores would have infected the whole engine. Here is a health unto Her Majesty, with a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la, confusion to her enemies. I should probably be attempting to sing that, but, you know, I'm not. Not in this case. And moving on, let's examine the captain's corpse. Or Percy Blythe, forever. The corpse of the finest officer of his generation hangs from the wall, suspended by chains of pale fronds. His skin is sallow, and there are strands of golden fungus across his cheek, as though a sun sits beneath the skin. His eyes open. Percy Blythe looks down on you. Blue fruiting heads speckle his beard like hanging seaweed. Next to him, the gramophone crackles out its dreary anthems of years past. His mouth opens too wide as he speaks. His jaw cracks. Oh, crap. When Britain first at heaven's command arose from out the azure main, this was the charter of the land, and guardian angels sang this strain. Well, this isn't going to be good. Suspended from chains of fungus, Percy Blythe begins to stir. Probably alive. He fixes his gold-flecked eyes on you as his mouth begins to move as though wanting to speak. It's the fungus speaking, though, isn't it? He groans. His mouth opens impossibly wide, and a cloud of yellow spores emerge. I'm all that's left! An oily liquid begins to drip from his left eye. I am a child of the grave garden! The voice alters, becoming more clipped, more static, like that of the voices on the gramophone. I am Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe. I am captain of the Parzifal. My task was to explore the wilderness and return home with new discoveries. He groans as though weeping. I am all that remains! I want to go home! Who didst brood upon the chaos dark and rude, and bid its angry tumult cease, and give for wild confusion peace? Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. What happened here, dog? We met the children on Hybris. We sought to know each other, wanted to go to the wood, wanted to see what was kept from us. Percy is drooling as he speaks. The gramophone clicks as yet another patriotic dirge begins to play. Percy Blythe struggles in his bonds, pulling himself up to stand a little straighter. We made contact on Hybris. The fungus was so bright, so beautiful. His eyes shine gold. I brought it aboard, God forgive me. I wanted the crew to see, to know. Oil leaks from those hollow eyes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Some came willing, others refused to join us. We had to. He breaks off into silence, staring away into the middle distance. Still more majestic shalt thou rise, more dreadful from each foreign stroke, as the loud blast that tears the skies serves but to root thy native oak. What happened to you, my good man? Percy Blythe launches into a long, meandering, slurred story of children and gardens, of a cruel king who needed but did not love his subjects, despite their love for him, of knowledge denied and growth checked, of tyranny and freedom, of grief and betrayal and longing. The music bursts into sudden life. Percy jerks and fixes you with an infected eye. I was stupid. I thought we would be welcome here. And we were. We were welcomed. We were loved. The children, the Verdants, they wanted us. He begins to sob. It is a sad, squelching sound. Yeah, I'm not getting too close to that. Sorry. The oily burbling goes on for some time. The lieutenant commander becomes rapidly incoherent. Sometimes he weeps for mother, other times for London. He believes himself disgraced twice over. Eventually, the embarrassing affair comes to a stop. Percy Blythe is left blowing clouds of spores from his mouth, his eyes vacant. What do you want now? Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe lets out a low moan and slumps forward. The chains of fungus adjust to accommodate this despair. Home! He slurs, like a man drunk demanding another drink. On Hybris! Mother spored us there! She sent out her children across the stars to learn. The traitors would. We were forbidden from entering there. But now its king is dead. But this craft failed before we could arrive. The body jerks as though shocked. Percy's face rises to face you. London! He gasps. London! Some talk of Alexander and some of Hercules, of Hector and Lysander, and such great names as these. But of all the world's great heroes, there's none that can compare with a tow row 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 to the British Grenadier. Lieutenant Command... Oh, yes. So we asked him about this. Can the Parzifal still fly? No! The Lieutenant Commander hisses, his eyes rolling in his head. Sabotage! Mutiny! Ignorance! No fuel! The children too greedy, spread too fast. Like fire! The engine is broken. The crew all gone. I am alone. I'm kind of wondering if it's actually the commander talking or if it's the fungus inside him that's talking. That's kind of the impression I'm getting here. His head lolls as though his neck were broken. Okay. Yes, let's decide their fate. Lieutenant Commander Percy Blythe, decorated hero of London's forces, first captain through the avid horizon, gazes at you, slack-jawed and unseeing. Please, he rasps, take me home, or finish this. He twitches. We just wanted to know what was kept from us in Trader's Wood. Why did our king not love his children? Well, we can burn it all down. We could take, Actually, you know what? Let's let him complete his mission. I mean, I kind of like the idea of taking him home to Mother. I mean, I'm kind of scared of bringing him on my ship for fear that he might infect us. But... Ah, what the heck. We'll help him finish his mission. The remnant of Percy Blythe does not appear to register your response. His head bobs with the tilting of the locomotive. You begin cutting the body down. It is a task only made more difficult by the discovery that most of the far wall is in fact a rubbery sort of mushroom, whose weak yellow flesh is entirely embedded in Blythe's back. You are forced to cut down a whole section of the wall, exposing the metal shell of the Parzifal, and carry Blythe out upon it. On board your engine, he mutters and twitches, as though diminished by the separation. You leave the Parzifal drifting alone in the sky. Well, nothing can go wrong from this, surely. Oh boy. So there's the Trader's Wood, so I guess we want to bring him to Avon. And so I shall take care of that, and I will catch up with you guys by the by. Alright, looks like we've made it to Titania, which actually is probably a good enough place to wrap this episode up with, I reckon. So, let us dock, and when we return, we'll return home to New Winchester, hopefully prepare ourselves a little bit of, or get rid of our terror and other things. Actually, our terror went down just by arriving in port, so that's a good sign. Anyway, yes, let's wrap things up here. We'll carry on next time. Until then, though, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see all you in the next video.